Well, hello. Hello, everyone. It's Mary Cronert here from the Living Room Community Art Studio, our virtual art hive land. Thanks so much for joining us for another live stream artist chat every Tuesday, 1 or 2 p.m. Hello, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited today, as I always am, of course, to be connecting with another creative force of nature from the community, our community in Durham region, but sometimes we also chat to people who recently joined our community from afar. Since we're online, we can do that too now. But today we're going back to our roots in Oshawa to speak with, how do I describe Austin? Okay, Austin Kirby is a fantastic artist, a visionary, such a disciplined hard worker when he sets his mind to the task of creating something. If you've ever visited the Living Room Community Art Studio, you know, when we had our space, chances are you might have seen Austin working away at a table, just focused on what the task at hand was, not wavering, not wanting to be disturbed, just wanting to work it to get it just right. Austin is an inspiration to all of us. And you know what? I just love hanging out with him. He's someone I miss sharing space with, and I'm so excited that we're going to have a chance to connect with him right here. So thanks to everyone who's joining us. Let's see if we can get Austin on the line. So folks, here we go, going live with Austin Kirby. I can't wait. I mean, I have to wait.
Ah! There we go. All right. Woo. I didn't think it was gonna work. I didn't think it was gonna work at all.
Well, it did. It totally did. It's so good to see you, Austin. How are you doing?
Good. I was just preparing and waiting for the live stream to start.
Yep. It's a kind of nerve-wracking thing, waiting those last few moments, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel it too. But I'm so glad you've been able to join us here. Now, when I think of ways of describing you as an artist, I just can't pin it down. There are so many different things you do. You're always on the lookout for new trends, new activities, new ways of expressing yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna kind of asleep on that, and I've been like kind of slacking, but I will be changing soon. I left my account Turtle640 as just a viewing account. I haven't been posting anything for a while now, and I did like archive a lot of my old stuff because like I'm thinking about ditching this old thing, and I'm gonna be changing it soon. So if you see the name change, see a name change and a new icon, I'm gonna do a little update my bio once I figure out what I'm gonna do. I have a few things in my back of my mind. I'm thinking about doing woodworking with like wood burning and stuff like that. I'm thinking about starting a TikTok as well eventually when I get this and get my Instagram started or a 4.
Yes.
My Instagram changed. By the way, I just you see this?
Yeah.
Black lemonade. Black lemonade. You want to see the picture?
Yes, I do. So Austin and I were chatting about this yesterday, and again, the creativity knows no bounds.
$1 on last year, $4. I'm gonna make another picture for May 22nd.
Of course. So May 22nd, Austin, do you want to share what that day is to folks out there who may not?
Goth Day. It's Goth Day. Yeah. I also got some books recently to read up on the Goth subculture. I got the Gothic Bible, which is a book on the history of goth, where it all started, where it originated, and then I also have the Gothica Encyclopedia, which is which is all the terms for like goths use, like slang and whatnot. And I'm gonna be reading up on that as well. And
go ahead.
I got some wood. I'm gonna show you my wood burning project that I've been working on.
All right.
I got 2 of these.
Oh.
I got 2 of these.
Those are big, Austin. I wasn't expecting them to be that large.
I was gonna make like a record thing. Like they're similar, you see.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put something else with them. And you see this chair I'm sitting on right here? This is an old antique I got. I like antique. Yeah. I got it from a place called Vintage Vendors. That has like a lot of the old vendors that were in the antique portion of the Pickering flea market before they shut down and became a warehouse. Another thing gone, which makes me sad. I remember like 2019. I went I went to that location with Aurelia, and I took her to go see the circus.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, well, I know a lot of places are closing down, but sometimes it's not so much closing or ending as changing and making space for new ways of connecting, like the living room, right? We're not gone. The space we had is gone, but we're still,
yeah. I know.
yeah. Oh, Austin, it's so good to see you. And thanks for sharing a little bit about your work. I can't wait to dive in a little bit more and learn about what you've been doing. But first, before we get sidetracked into all the awesome things you do,
Okay, that's good.
how would you describe yourself as an artist? What kind of artist are you?
Sporadic. I don't stick to one thing long. I like to experiment and try different things, even if it doesn't work out, just to like see what feels right. Like I tried doing crocheting, that didn't work out. I might get back at again to the slow stuff there. I might get back into painting again.
Mm.
Getting into drawing again. I really think woodburning will be a thing for me because I really enjoyed that. It took a while last summer. That's been a project sitting since last summer. Then I'm getting into cosplay or makeup because I just got some brushes after Christmas or my birthday before the lockdown started again.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm into shape for that.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Now, one of the questions I would have to, hearing about all the different things you do and try and explore, is there any common ground between all of those things? Like, is there one theme or subject matter that you just keep coming back to time and time again?
Hmm.
And it's okay.
Well, I'm not 100% grounded. That's why I'm not 100% sure. But when I do get into something, I do get grounded. It's just contemporarily grounded. That sort of deal.
I have noticed, if you don't mind me saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's something about goth culture that you've really identified with.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that. And another thing I might be leaning towards is stuff that's mixed between that and circus theme because I really have a kinship towards anything that involves the circus, the big top. Because I remember when I was a kid that I don't know if it did happen, but I remember distinctly that either my grandparents or my mom took me to a circus that came to town that was in the parking lot of the Oshawa Center, the old Oshawa Center before they did the remodeling when I was a little kid. And I remember before PETA said they couldn't have these animals in the shows anymore, that they had tigers and lions and elephants.
And
Well, I don't think no, they had elephants. They had elephants, I think. Yeah.
What was it about that really left an impression on you, do you think?
I think I like clowns the most. I don't know, a lot of people are afraid of clowns, but I don't know. Regardless, like there being scary movies, like scary clowns or normal clowns, I just feel this instinct draw towards them, And I think I'm gonna mix that with the alternative I'm gonna try and explore and stuff like that.
That's something you share with Margaret, that love of clowns.
Yeah, it's like a combination of Christine and Margaret, so it's gonna be like a meld of like alternative and the circus. I really just like clowns, and I'm thinking about like doing a little bit of practicing ordering some juggling balls eventually. Right now I'm just practicing one ball I have at home.
Wow. Well, who knows? Maybe the themes in your upcoming art, maybe it'll be a goth circus.
Yeah, sort of deal.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, or like a kind of like Halloween theme, like black and orange, sort of something like that.
Yeah. And shout out, just for folks who may not know, that's a shout out to Christine Weird, one of our coordinators at the Living Room, and
yes,
an artist who used the space and still is just creating up a storm at home.
Yeah, I miss seeing her. Like we connected on a whole other level, and I remember like before like the foreclosure of the physical location, we went to GM with Derek Giberson to do that little event we were able to go to in like 2019, I believe, or was it 2018?
Oh wow, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I remember when we got the GM tickets, and like a lot of people over there were doing art instead of like.
That's when we went to Derek, a city councilor, every city councilor has a certain allotment of tickets to give out to charity organizations in Oshawa to go see the Generals play. And he offered a really nice kind of swanky boxed off kind of area. And the living room was lucky enough to go. And we went and we watched hockey for a bit. And no offense, Generals, but then we ended up just making art and hanging out.
Yeah, we did. I watched some of the game and I recorded some of that and posted on Facebook. So
yeah, well, for a lot of us, it was the first time we'd ever been able to see a hockey game like that.
Yeah.
Right. And
like no offense either, like, but like I wasn't a fan of sports. I just went just for the sake of like being together and like possibly making art. Like,
yeah. And
I don't know.
Experience, like that was an experience.
It was an experience. I did enjoy seeing. I saw each parts where there was like where the Ostrich Generals scored a few goals here and there, but
yeah,
for the most part, I was digging into the food and like just connecting with the others.
Yeah. The passion.
What else do you want to talk about, eh?
Oh, what else? Oh my God, are you already bored?
No. I just don't want to keep rambling on, like just going off from what we talked about yesterday.
Rambling is my favorite thing to do, Austin. And you know what? It's been so long since I've had a chance to chat with you. All the rambling you do.
Yeah, well, you have my phone number, eh?
Do now. So, well, one of the things we can talk about is, so, you know, there are themes that tie in, like that you love to create on. You are constantly pushing yourself to try new things with new materials.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I appreciate about you as an artist is that it's not just dedicated to visual art or to those things within the fine arts world. It's also about food. It's about culture. It's about community. Like it taps, you are someone who expresses themselves through so many different areas in a creative way. Is there something? Oh, wow. I don't even know where to begin here. Where do you think that comes from? Where do you think that creative impulse comes from in you?
It just comes out in bursts, like,
yeah.
It just comes out in bursts, and you know, whenever I feel like if I find something that makes an impact on me, I find it interesting, I just delve into it, and sometimes, you know, that's just a short burst of interest, and it like just like fizzles out, and it's like wasn't anything, but some majority of the time, like I just start projects that I don't finish, and then it's on the back burner till I get back to it, or if I just finish a mini project and then get back to it.
When did you first know that you were an artist?
Well, I didn't know. I was just intrigued by art in high school.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to start doing like creative things to like get all these thoughts in my head out. And like when I first started doing art, when like I started ninth grade, the one of the many teachers that helped me like through my perfectionism, you know, it's still there to a degree.
Yeah.
She's retired now. Her name is Miss Greer. I had her in art school, and you know, when I started ninth grade art, I got frustrated when things didn't turn out right. But then eventually, I started dedicating myself, and I started getting like 70 to 80% decent marks in art.
Wow.
And you know, I was really dedicated to that. But my mom wasn't too happy about that. She wanted me to focus on all the literal stuff, like literacy. I failed that in high school because I was like so dead focused on the art. Like she knew how to talk to me, and you know, eventually, she's kind of like you, though. You know, I found a connection with an individual like her because, like, how do I put it? You know, most teach will suggest like quitting, like, or like transferring to a different course. Mm-hmm. But I just you know, didn't want to give up, even though I was frustrated. And she saw that and like helped me push through, and I managed to take art throughout all of high school. I took 9th grade art, 10th grade art, 11th grade art, and 12th grade art, and graduated with honors and all that.
That's such a beautiful thing, and I'm so glad you persevered. Did you end up kind of leveling up in those other academic areas as well?
Yeah, the one I struggled with the most was math and literacy. You know, those were my two weakest points, you know, like, but math eventually, like, I help with that with like subtraction and addition, and well, those were fine. It's just multiplication and division I struggle with. I'm like,
Yeah.
luckily we didn't go into algebra. Well, we did have some of algebra, and I think x equals y or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but luckily they allowed us to use calculators.
Well,
Sorry.
I had to repeat, I think it was a grade 9 or grade 10 math as well. I mean, each one of us has different areas of expertise, and it's, you know what, I'm glad to hear that there were people in your life on all sides who didn't give up on you, who were kind of there to support you, nudge you forward, and let you know that it was worth work. And, you know, like, shout out to Miss Greer, shout out to your mom too, right? Because I think as artists, sometimes we can be inclined to just focus on the stuff that we enjoy doing. And sometimes the stuff we don't enjoy doing is equally as important. So I'm glad that
I know. He was like one drilling into me to study, study, study.
Yeah.
And I had a problem staying up late. I still do.
Now, how did you, like, you kind of touched upon a few things there with regards to some of the different challenges you faced in your life. Like, each one of them speak, like, what are some of the things that you've, you know, you're glad that you persevered and you worked through, or that you found a kind of balance with? Does that make sense?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like the challenge, like you talked a little bit about that hyper focus that you can sometimes get into.
Yeah, and then like it just contemporarily happens, and I space in and out. Yeah, you know, like I just haven't been feeling motivated to make a lot of art this year due to the pandemic. And now that there might be lengthening the stay-at-home order to like June 2nd, because they say the levels aren't going down the way they would like.
Yeah.
I want this to be done already. I miss social interaction. I miss the physical. And frankly, I'm sad I can't get new supplies unless it's through Amazon or like curbside pickup. Because like I used to go to the dollar store for a lot of stuff, and now I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because a majority, like 80 to 90% of the store is blocked off.
Well, hopefully there's a bunch of people working to change that. So hopefully we'll be able to have some creative supply sharing that is done safely and managed.
Oh yeah, I got some stuff. Like I have plenty of stuff I'm gonna go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is that.
You're not the only one. I talk with a lot of artists, well, in these live streams, for example, and some artists have found that during this time, it's been helpful and positive for them because they've been able to create more. Maybe they've had more time to create, or maybe they're just determined to stay focused and do that. But a lot of artists are like yourself, have really been struggling during this time to either feel good about what they've created because they don't have that same external response to it.
Yeah, I just haven't feeling the drive either.
Yeah, that's the other piece.
Like I have it in short bursts, and then it's like it fizzles out, and I just lay down and like watch Netflix or YouTube, or like just scroll through social media.
Well, you're not alone in that, but it sounds like those short bursts are paying off for you.
Yeah, I want to get back into sewing as well, so
nice.
That's something I want to get back into.
What's the last thing that you created that you feel really good about?
Mother's Day gift I made recently that only took me like a few hours since like it was Saturday from 2 in the morning till like I believe it was like 10 in the morning. Excuse me, 10 in the morning. Sorry. So 2 in the morning till 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I went to bed early because like I just felt tired, and I was like I didn't feel like doing much of anything that day. Well, day before, which was Friday. So.
Yeah. Can you describe it to us? I'd love to hear what you made, if you feel like you want to.
It was just a mere like abstract piece with like greens and blues and pinks, layered over top of each other with like more green and blue, and like I made some purples, and it's like I layered over top with like a big stride of like yellow, and then it was like kind of like a brownish yellow, like an ochre yellow as well when I started like going through motions again.
Yeah.
And then I just put like a heart on in the middle of it. It was like just like brushing like cross through like an X and like curving into itself. And then I just mixed black with white to finish it off, and like wrote like Happy Mother's Day, happy on the top, and then Mother's Day down there, and like day at the bottom, and like big gray, big dark gray, like sort of like a matte black color over time. When I went over the second time and added more black to the white.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that sounds like such a beautiful piece.
Yeah. Yeah, it was decent. I was gonna make a detail piece, but I ran out of time, so I just made that as like a contemporary Mother's Day card on like a small canvas she gave me for my birthday. I was just looking at one of the canvases over there. Sorry if I'm turning my head way too much. It's just...
No, you're fine. You're good. You're allowed to move around. Each one of us. Look, we can all move around, do anything we want to do.
It looks like a zone photograph joint. I forget his name, but I know he did graffiti at the studio.
Yeah, that's Paul.
Paul. I remember Paul. Yeah. He said Austin just with an apostrophe with a question mark or something like that, or
An exclamation. I think it's a joke.
an exclamation. I'm not good with grammar. I went to summer school. Like I said, I failed the literacy test, and I went to summer school.
That you're doing just fine. And he says, yeah, this is Paul. I'm heading into a meeting, but I wanted to say hi, brother. So there you go.
Cool. All right, man. Take care.
I think you've got a few fans who are tuning in for this live stream, actually. There's a lot of folks that...
It's just been fluctuating. We started at 9 and went down to 1 to 8, 7, 6, 4, and then back to 5.
It bumps up and down. And then, of course, it's archived, so people will be able to watch afterwards as well if they can't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, like we have a whole hour, eh? So.
Well, yeah, they bump us off when we go over. So, yeah, there you go. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much we could talk about. So if we want to do another live stream later on, we will. And Laura is saying hi. Great to hear that your creativity is still going strong.
Yeah, it's going strong somewhat. I've just been like doing this lazing about, like without work, and just doing the chores and like going for my night walks, because I like going for night walks, listening to my alternative music or whatever music I feel like listening to.
Yeah. Well, can we talk about that for a little bit? Can we talk about what you've been doing to take care of yourself during this time? Because I know a lot of folks out there have been struggling, a lot of artists and creative folks like you know, been noticing that their work and their way of working has been impacted. How do you take care of yourself? What do you find?
I've been going, like I said, I've been going on a lot of night walks. I'm going to be working on doing a little bit of performing art. I might be doing some clowning for fun, and like making stuff to do said clowning instead of just buying everything. Like making an outfit and everything.
Yeah, you know what? Researching.
I'm gonna start with just mere juggling balls. That's what I'm gonna start with. Right now, I'm just juggling one ball to get the feel for it.
Yeah. Before you buy a whole bunch of stuff, though, definitely worth investigating what's already out there online for free, because sometimes they charge a lot of money for that stuff. But I know you are someone I would describe as, what's the word? Is it a completionist? Do you like having, when you fall in love with something, you do kind of like having all the things about that?
Yeah, and I've kind of been doing some online shopping therapy, but it's slowed down since they shut down half the capacity of the functionality of Amazon. I've been shopping for a while now, and I do go to local places, but like a lot of their doors are shuttered. I'm old school. I don't really like doing curbside, but I'm getting used to the idea of it.
Yeah.
I did do some self-care hygiene-wise recently. I went to this place called thing's called actually Crystal Bliss, and I bought some organic soaps, and I have like 3 of those bars left. I'm gonna have to get more.
Beautiful.
Yeah, like because like since I use these cold storage and cold pressed soaps, like my body feels better, my skin feels better, and you know it's not as irritable as it used to be. I was like getting Irish Spring from the dollar store. That's like literally treating my body like a rotisserie chicken. I'm not doing that anymore.
So
Like those things have aluminum in them, and like body washes and shampoos we use are not actually meant for us. They're like,
I know it's a little self-care piece, you know, sometimes indulging a little bit, choosing where we put our, like, invest our money can be really smart. And
yeah,
hello, Smelly Cat, Dino 4, hello there. Someone else who can't stay, but saying hi. Much love right back at you, Audrey.
cool, cool. All right.
So, so the self-care, and how does the self-care work for you creatively? Like, I know it may not always be about making art in like a traditional sense, like fine art, but you were telling me you've been getting into cooking and kind of food related.
Oh yeah, I've been let's see. I made that lemonade a few days ago. I put all 4 kinds of food coloring in it to make it black. I actually bought 2. I think I bought 2 bags of like 12 to 14 lemons and used all the lemons. And like I cut 1 lemon into like little slices to put it in there, and then, like just as decoration.
So that's real.
I got one of those little fruit those little lemons, those citrus squeezers.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
what do they call it? Oh,
You know what? It's gone out of my head too, but I know exactly what you're talking about. So you're making.
yeah. I put some water in first, then I started squeezing it in.
Yeah.
I think to get it just right, so it wasn't too tart, I put like about like 14 to 28 little packets of stevia to get it just right.
Well, it sounds really good. If you want to share the recipe, we'll be happy to share it on the living room. If you want.
Yeah, well, it's very easy. It's just lemonade with like food coloring. Just I think you might need at least 7 to 14 of like 17 to 14 drops as well. Kind of how dark you want it to be. Like if you just do like a couple drops of red, blue, green, and yellow, you're just gonna get like a gray color. So you're gonna have to like do it a few times. Like you might have to put it in 7 of each color, like 3 times 3 to get it like as black as possible, like to make like black lemonade.
So
I saw the recipe online and I just felt like trying it since I got the picture last year at LivingRoom for $4.
what is it about the like? Why do you feel you're so drawn to goth culture?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. If I try to like force myself to be like the mainstream, the peppy all the time, like I thought I was into that throughout high school because, you know, I just wanted to belong. But then I realized, you know, I'm drawn to the dark. I'm drawn to the macabre. I liked horror movies growing up, regardless of them scaring the bejesus out of me. But now I'm getting used to them. You know, like there's also movies that are horror comedies, like as I like to call them, comedies, like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
True.
Remember that movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, I feel like getting into it. Like it's been a long time coming and stuff like that. Like I don't know. Sometimes I feel happier on rainy days than sunny days. And sometimes a sunny day makes me depressed, and like I don't know, just the rain and the night is just there's something that pulls me towards that. That really lifts me up when I'm feeling down.
And you were saying that you go for night walks.
Oh, night walks. Yeah, I walk around the neighborhood. Not too far. Just to look at the old houses and just to get out when I'm feeling the brain fog and I'm feeling depressed and I feel like I'm suffocating because we have to stay home so much. It's just it takes a toll on you.
It does, yeah. Getting out for a walk, is an important.
Yeah, and just I don't know. I'm leaning towards the night because I don't know. Like I like being out during the day, but there's just something about the night, just out there. You know, it's just serene. It's so surreal that it's just, I don't know, there's not as many people and it's so freeing out there and it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
we're trapped.
Question from Halo Harlem 28.
Oh,
What's
that's my mom. That's my mom. My favorite house design. I really like old houses. I like the
Hmm.
old houses with the sunrooms, which is just those front little like rooms with like glass around it. I like that. And houses on top of that, I like the old Victorian houses. I also like the modern houses they have in the UK. I like them better than the houses in the West because I know modernism is inevitable, but I hate it. I can't say I like some of it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I know it's the future. It's going to happen, but smooth, detailless surfaces depress the heck out of me, and that's exactly what they are.
I love your honesty. That's okay. Got it. Yeah.
I get it for lemonade. All right, back.
Okay. All right. Okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. For some folks, that lack of detail or the seeming lack of detail for them is just too much. So you like detail. You like,
Oh yeah, that's why it draws me to the Victorian era because like all the detail, like all the sculptures, like the gargoyles on the churches and stuff like that. Like mainly is it the Vatican or what is it?
in where?
I don't remember. Like I'm trying to remember. Like I really gotta look that up.
So that,
I just like the look of old like the old Victorian buildings and like steeples and old churches.
yeah.
I don't know, I just really like that. And I really like the way the old English buildings look like. And they kept that with the modern building, the modernized versions. They're not completely like sterile to the point where it's like they're just completely blank.
Well, I think that says something that is reflected in your art as well, because I know some of, especially with your drawing work, your fine line work, you get so detailed in some of those pieces. So, and you move to like some of your pieces are micro, they're just the small scale, exquisitely detailed pieces.
Oh yeah.
So that makes sense to me that you're not a minimist, that you like, or a minimalist. You love or drawn to detail.
Well, I'm thinking about becoming a minimalist. I'm thinking about downsizing because a lot of the stuff
Mm,
I've been keeping in my life is losing interest to me, and I realize I can't own everything or keep everything,
very true.
and my stuff is not that important anymore.
Yeah.
But you know, I do still get that dopamine hit from buying something.
That's a really interesting thing. A lot of people I've been talking to have experienced the same thing during the pandemic when we don't have other sort of stimulation coming at us. Then we turn to other ways of getting that little mini, yeah, adrenaline rush or dopamine rush. Um,
Yeah.
but that can be scary sometimes too. I've had to catch myself sometimes, so I've had to create tricks so that I don't spend all my money on stuff that I don't really want.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that. I'm
Yeah.
working on it. It's not out of control, but
Yeah.
I'm working on it. So
I
there's
had
that.
someone recommended a really interesting thing about, and this is where Pinterest can come in handy because I get that you can get
Oh
this,
yeah, I have Pinterest.
yeah, a similar kind of hit at bookmarking things or pinning things or taking photos or screen capping things and putting them in something as you do from, purchasing and doing that online thing because it's never the same, you know, having everything delivered and then you like not wanting it really. But it's something about curating.
All this is stuff I wanted for a while. That's the big difference.
Oh, okay. So special things, really special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not just buying for the sake of buying. Like some things are impulse buy, but that's like here and there if you're seeing it on a channel that I follow that's like art wise or like something I've seen that's like a cool little toy or something that's a new little play thing.
I know it's a complicated thing. Our brains work in such weird and wonderful ways. Just finding the thing that works for us that helps keep us happy and satisfied and safe at the same time. That's a journey, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's just learning about ourselves, I suppose. Have you learned anything about yourself during this last year and a bit that surprised you?
Hmm. Well, and also I've changed a little bit, but not by much. I'm still a little forgetful when it comes to doing the chores. I just go out for a lot of walks. I don't eat the healthiest breakfast every day. I have started like drinking coffee in the morning, but
Oh,
like mainly like the stuff I got from HomeSense. I'm gonna have to wait till they open up again to get more
mm,
because the stuff I have now is about to expire. It's like pumpkin spice latte flavored,
mm.
and it's like cold brew coffee.
Oh, that sounds really good. Oh, there's a
That's
message.
really
We have Karen saying, Austin, you are such a pleasure to listen to. I love all your very unique perspectives.
thank you, appreciate it.
See, you got fans out there listening. I feel the same way. I feel like
Yeah.
talking to you reminds me, it kind of keeps me in check. It reminds me to sometimes question how I see the world, and then to just try appreciating things in a different way. You know, there's something about the way you work and how you see the world that I find really refreshing and really interesting too. I don't know if you feel that. You feel that you're an interesting person?
To a degree, so and so. I don't try to think highly of myself. I try to stay humble as much as possible.
I guess it would be really strange if you came back and said, "Yeah, I'm the most interesting person in the world, Mary." That would be odd.
Yeah, that may make me sound full of myself. I don't like that. No, that's ego talking. I don't want to give into my hubris
Mm,
of
mm,
all things.
yeah. Oh, wow. Surprising. So surprised you the most over this past year that you have grown a little bit. You've become more aware of a few things in your own life, like things maybe you're good at, things you're not so good at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that might be the case for all of us because I've had some of those same revelations. What are you appreciating now more than you ever have before?
Having my own space, like I feel like I can breathe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No longer sleeping on a couch in the living room.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I look back at myself when I was with my mom, like that I still have I'm still dealing with that to a degree, living on my own because like I only get like temporary work through People Ready,
Yeah.
through the agency I work through. And you know, I see that I was just lazy and I was ignorant,
Wow.
and maybe I just needed that push. I needed to get kicked out. It's a good thing I moved in with my dad because like eventually that like whipped me into shape. Like I was depressing a little bit, and I was sleeping on that couch. It was very uncomfortable. Like I didn't even pull out the pull-out couch the majority of the time.
Mm.
I really just slept on it as a normal couch because I didn't feel like pulling it out because it was like super uncomfortable, and it like creaked whenever I got up in the middle of the night.
So it sounds the difficult things that you've been through kind of I mean, is it fair to say kind of as you grow up, as we go through this weird thing called learning to adult?
Yeah, I'm still not 100% there. I'm
Not,
still kind of lazy, but not as lazy.
well, I think it's an ongoing journey. I'm not there either, right? And we learn as we go, I think. And for all the parents out there, I'm sure there's that, it's like never an easy decision, right? And those conversations
Yeah.
are awkward, but it sounds like you've come to a place where you're really, is it fair to say you're grateful for those lessons that you've learned?
Yeah, I have, and there's still more to learn, more to go. I feel myself relapsing a bit. I just feel myself I don't know, I'm just getting into this mindset of like sleeping during the day and then being up during the night sometimes.
Yeah. How do you catch that? How can you,
Like
I,
I was like that for about a week or two when I was at work.
yeah.
Um, but now I'm getting sleep at night and I am getting up at a decent time during the day. That was just for like a week or two. when I was without work.
Mm.
And, you know, I just didn't feel like being around other people those 2 weeks when I was just home doing the chores and just by myself and doing the basics whatnot. I just felt the need to go outside and like get into the night. I just felt the need to.
Sounds like maybe you found a happy medium now, though, between sleep and still having that moment. Because I know there are other folks out there who enjoy walking at night too, who just love something about being out there where it's quiet and there's something different, you know, walking.
There's something so euphoric, you know, being at night. It's not that I don't just like the day. It's just the night. It just resonates with me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I love it more when it rains than when the sun comes out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do want the sun to be out on certain days to do certain things.
Me too. It's a...
Well, the majority of the time I do like when the clouds are covering.
Yeah.
And I just really like it. I really like the night. So what else? Hang on, we were back.
Okay. All right.
We got about like 20 minutes. I was just checking.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. And we'll probably wrap up in about maybe 5 minutes or so, just so people can, you know, because if we want to, we can always come back and talk more. So don't feel like, you know, you got to watch now. You got to be here now. Oh, wow. Here's hey, Natasha. So Natasha says, growing up is hard. I feel you. We're all lazy in our own ways.
Oh my. Yeah, I'm really kicking myself over that, but you know, I know it's just something we all deal with.
The pandemic as well can create a lot of apathy. So hang in there. You're doing great, Natasha says. Which is awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It helps a lot.
Well, what I admire, what I admire about you is that, well, it's maybe a double-edged sword.
Oh wait, did you see?
I did.
Did you see? I did something kind of gross there. You see me like?
I totally saw it. Yeah, you picked your nose, and you know
that's gross. Oh my god, it's a bad habit I struggle with. I'm starting to use tissues.
I think, Austin, you know what? I think in our moments in our own homes, I think everybody picks their nose. I think that's it.
This is a live recording. This is going to be on the internet for good.
Would you like me to pick my nose as well, so that we have?
No, don't. Oh no, let's choose the subject.
Okay. And I'm hearing.
Okay, I was trying to avoid that as much as possible. I'm so sorry I had to see that.
It's just, you know what? We get comfortable. But and Karen also, shout out to Karen out there, says, wow, I don't worry about it. Karen says, I've spent so much time on the couch this year too. And Natasha says, I also pick my nose constantly. So nose
okay. Okay, that makes me feel better about myself. Like,
you know what? Just remember, wash your
Okay, I see the comment.
It happens. We're humans, right?
Bad habits. We gotta try and break, eh?
Human habits. You know, we try. We do our best, and when we're in front of people, it's easier. But I think part of being on our own sometimes, and like especially during the pandemic, you know, we might slide.
Well, even out in public, sometimes I'm not proud of it. That's why I carry tissue with me everywhere.
I feel like you're not the only one as well. A cheeky nose pick every once in a while. I'll do it. Let's be honest, folks. We all do it. But okay, but back to that thing, you know, about yourself, because I feel like sometimes, Austin, you're also really hard on yourself. Would you agree with that? Yeah.
I'm working on that. I'm really working on that. It's something I struggle with every day.
Yeah. But it sounds like you catch yourself. Like, so for when you're hard on yourself, you're hard on yourself because you kind of slept in like a week and a half. But I know there are folks listening and watching who've maybe been doing that for a lot longer, who are really struggling with it.
Yeah, I struggle. I used to like sleep during the day a lot.
Mm. So what would you say to those folks out there who are maybe struggling more than you did, who maybe weren't able to catch themselves in the same way that you did, which is fantastic?
Well, I can catch myself a little bit,
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. I'm still struggling with it. I just like staying up late. I feel like my creative energy is very nocturnal, and like during the day, it's just not there. It's just not there. And like sometimes I just want to have a night of like cooking. Like this morning, I was a little spontaneous and due to the excitement over preparing for this,
Yeah.
I had the same thing for breakfast and lunch today. I had chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce.
Ah,
Yeah,
but you ate food.
I ate food. Yes, I did.
Whatever works, right? It's not always going or be
Yeah,
whatever works, whatever helps get you to the next, helps move you forward in your day. I think that's you're taking care of yourself, you're, dialoguing with yourself. Oh, you loving that nose pick comment from Natasha? I think you are. Yeah.
yeah. Can we move on? No, something else. It was something. It wasn't that.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I think you know what you do you really, really well. And I think, that's one of the things that I admire about you. And it's one of the things that you teach me. You teach me how to be myself, and you teach me how to, not take myself so seriously sometimes. And I know you've worked really hard at that. We've talked about that in the studio too, right?
Yeah.
You've really battled with your inner critic over the years.
Yeah, I still have a hint of inner critic, but not as much as what it was before I entered the art world.
So how did you do it? For other folks out there who might be battling their inner critics, how do you tame that critic?
You gotta learn to take breaks, and
Yeah.
just if it's hurting you, like go for night walks. That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. Like really just let it go. If it's stressing you out and you can't like get to a place for like right away where you feel like you can get back into it and do it that exact same day, you have to just say no and take as much time as you need, even if excuse me, it's a long time before you get back to it.
Yeah. I think that's really fantastic advice. Giving yourself time to adjust, time to figure it out.
Yeah, more than a few hours, more than a day. Sometimes maybe it's a week, a month. Like maybe that project's like not feeling right. You try to get back to it like every other week or so or month or so. Like maybe just put it off for the year and do like mini projects or like just go for as many walks as possible or like do something else because I don't know, recently I've been thinking about doing performing art on top of this because originally I did want to be an animator or a cartoonist, but now I'm thinking about like just learning to draw on the side for now, like maybe getting back into like a union-based job because I was told like GM's hiring, but I'm still kind of iffy because of my past relationship, my first factory job, and how I royally messed up that job, and I really don't want to get into that. But just take a break and do something else. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Like the inner critic is still there, but not as much.
So does it get easier?
Um, I wouldn't say easy.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is easy. It's a little more bearable, I would say. It's a little more it's kind of like a so and so situation. Like it's a like a level kind of scale sort of thing.
Yeah.
You gotta find that balance. Nothing becomes easier. It just becomes a little more manageable, I should say, or you could say.
That's a really great way of putting it. And the same, I think, goes for anything. We all make mistakes. We all screw up. We all, have things that we look back on and like, oh my God, why did I do that? How did I let that happen? But building that relationship of tolerance and compassion. I think you're talking about self-compassion.
Yeah, it's still something I struggle with, like the thoughts in this head of mine. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting there.
I think you are, Austin. I think you're already there. You're just moving forward from there every day.
Yeah, even though I take a few steps back, like a minor setback.
Yeah, I think that's every human being's story. So I think you're human,
Yeah.
but in a really wonderful way. I appreciate you so much, Austin.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, you know what? Okay, I'm going to let you go. And I just can't thank you enough for spending time with us today. Any last words that you want to kind of throw out there to the community or like for friends or folks who might be watching or listening? Anything you want to let them know?
Well, keep doing whatever you're doing. I'll be back. We'll possibly be doing a recap once I've officially changed my Instagram. If Mary's interviewed more people throughout the year or like next year. Um, and yeah, I'll let Mary know as soon as I change things up with my Instagram and I change the icon in the bio and change it to like one main theme and not just a bunch of randomness.
Well, there's nothing wrong.
So,
What's wrong with randomness?
well, the algorithm and not a lot of individuals see you if you're just a bunch of random posts, unless unless you're like a random post account.
Hmm. All right.
And
Well, I
yeah, Instagram doesn't really like those accounts.
whatever. I can't wait to see how it turns out because I know it will be
All right. Yeah,
uniquely. What?
I appreciate. Sorry, I was talking over you. Say what you were gonna say. I'm just gonna say a little bit of a closing statement there.
Okay, I was just going to say how awesome and uniquely fabulous you are. So that's what I was going to say. And I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, you said do you have some closing words?
Yeah, I'm gonna be making some changes. I'm gonna be putting them on paper first, debating what idea I'm gonna go with,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna go from there. And as soon as I like archived everything, because I don't know if I can delete it, but I know it's just a lot of those photos are from when the studio was around, and all the memories and whatnot. And I'll be transitioning shortly. Like I'm not gonna say it's indefinite, but I will be changing the name of my account from Turtle640 because that was just like something I did randomly years ago when I first made my account.
Yeah. Well, you're allowed to grow, you're allowed to change, you're allowed to try new things. And yeah, as I was saying, I look forward to seeing what the next things are for you. But in the meantime, be gentle with yourself.
I will.
No need.
Well, I'm just gonna go for a walk after this and get to making the necessary changes, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you next time when we do this to do a recap, and take care.
You too, Austin. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been fabulous.
All right. Bye, Mary.
Nose pickers
Bye,
are.
everyone.
Bye, Austin. Oh, okay, that was amazing. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed that, checking in with Austin. As you can tell, I'm a fan, but I'm a fan of a lot of the folks out there that I chat with. So thank you for tuning in and learning a little bit more about Austin, where his creativity's at, how he views and experiences the world. I think a lot of us have, something we can learn from his unique perspective, and I dig it. But in the meantime, everyone out there, please take care. If you do pick your nose, wash your hands. And until we can connect and create with one another again in person, I look forward to creating and connecting with you right here online. I look forward to being back right here on Tuesday next week with another fabulous guest. And who knows, maybe that guest could be you. If you're interested, send me a message. Let me know. Have a wonderful day, folks. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and make space for creativity any way you can. Bye, folks.